how do you compare Bible translations? What about websites? Where do I go to compare all these Bible translations? And what are the best Bible translations that I should be using? And how can I find all of these things on the internet? Or should I even use the internet? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Well, we have a lot on the agenda today, in case you couldn't tell. We are going to be talking about comparing Bible translations for when you study the Bible. Now, just so you know, when we talk about comparing Bible translations, this is not something that, just ordinary people in church do. This is stuff that people in seminary do, and actually even goes up a little bit above that. In other words, comparing Bible translations is actually a pretty common practice. And in fact, it's actually one of the ways in which we can help determine the meaning. And here's why. Basically, let's say you have 5 translations. Let's say you use the New American Standard, the NIV, the New Living Translation, the ESV, and the King James. All right, let's just say you use those 5. Well, if you read those 5 and you pick one Bible verse, they're all going to say somewhat different things. They're going to use different English words to communicate a different message. And so when we read those different English words, we get a different perspective. So what I mean by that is this. The word intelligent, for example, might mean the same thing as smart or being a smart person. But when you actually read one text that says he was an intelligent man, and then you read another text that says, no, he was a smart man, it sort of changes your perspective a little bit. And it sort of helps you see the magnitude or the semantic range, rather. In other words, there's lots of different words that we can use for one word. We could say maybe the real word isn't intelligent. Well, maybe we could say smart, or maybe we could say he's educated, or maybe we could say he's wise, or maybe we could say this or that or the other. The point of the matter is that this is why we compare different translations. Because when we compare different translations, we're able to see a different perspective. And that's really what we have to do with the Bible. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go over some internet resources that are free that you can use on your own. They're all on Google. You can go Google. I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to show you how to compare. And we're going to talk about which translations you should be using and which translations you should not be using. But before we get too far into this video, I just want to tell you about my YouTube channel and why I think you should subscribe. First of all, this is a Bible study channel. And what we do here is study the Bible because we take the Bible seriously and we seriously study the Bible. So if you are looking for a Bible study that's online, that's absolutely free, you just found it, and you can go ahead and click subscribe and the bell notification. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, my name is Adam Jorden Clark, and I publish a brand new video every single day. So let's go ahead and take a look at Google and look at these different sources and talk about what websites we should be using to compare Bible translations. So when you come to Google, what you can type in is BibleGateway. Now, I'm sure you've probably been to this site because it's a pretty popular site on the internet for Bible passages. Another popular site is BibleHub. Now, BibleHub is a little bit more complicated to use because its website is a little bit outdated. So therefore, we use BibleGateway. And when you come to BibleGateway, you get all sorts of different resources here, and you can get some commentaries. And when you click here, you get the book list. So we'll just open up the Gospel of Mark, for example, and down here we can go to chapter 1. Now, what's very interesting about the Gospel of Mark is a lot of people, when they want to change the translation, they come up here. And, you can come up here and change the translation if you like, but I prefer to change the translation down here. It's up to you, but there are a lot of different translations here on BibleGateway. You can get different languages, you can get English, and so on and so forth. So it starts us out in the NIV, and by the way, this is the NIV from 2011, not the 1984 edition. It's important to know that. And down here we have some footnotes. So when we are on Bible Gateway, what we can do is we can come here to these functions. And probably the most important thing to note here is that we have a speaker button and we have this button right here. The speaker button is the audio Bible. So if you want to listen to it, you can click on that button. You can also print it out if you want to, or you can send it or whatever. But this button right here is what we actually want to click. The reason why we want to click that button is because it's called Add Parallel. What this does is it places one passage on this side of the screen and another passage on that side of the screen. And it gets even better because we are able to come here and we are able to pick any version that we'd like. So since we have the NIV over here, which is the 2011 NIV, we are going to put another translation here. We'll do the New American Standard. Now, the New American Standard Bible, believe it or not, is a word-for-word translation, whereas the NIV is not a word-for-word translation. It's more of a thought-for-thought / word-for-word translation. What do I mean by that? Well, we can just look at the first verse to understand what I mean. In the NIV, it says, the beginning of the good news about Jesus the Messiah. The New American Standard says, the beginning of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Did you notice that small difference? It says, the NIV says the beginning of the good news, whereas the New American Standard says the beginning of the gospel. So the gospel is the gospel, and good news is the gospel. So this is a small difference, but it is a difference that we need to pay attention to, because what it's showing us is that we don't always have to say the gospel. What we can also say is the good news. Why? Because the gospel is the good news. Now, I want to show you another website. When we come to Google, we can type in Blue Letter Bible. And what we want to go to is a website called BlueLetterBible.org. So we can see here, that is the name of the website. When we land on Blue Letter Bible, we have some functions here. It's called Search the Bible. Now, what it's important to understand here about this particular one is that Strong's Concordance is only attached to the King James and the New American Standard. So if we go up here to Mark 1:1, the Strong's Concordance is only attached to the New American Standard and the King James. Basically, what that means is that when we come up here to the tab that says Strong's, and we click that button, here's what happens. It brings up all of the Strong's Concordance, aka the Greek words for those English words. In other words, these letters that we're looking at here where it says G746 and G2098, these are the actual numbers that Strong's Concordance uses. So what that means is this: we can actually click on that and it will bring us to the Greek word. Here is the Greek word that's being used, and here's the transliteration. If you want to know how it's pronounced, you can click the little play button. Here's the root word, and here's how many times it's used, and the translation count, and here's the semantic range, basically. And then we can click Show All. It gives us some definitions, some information in the lexicon about this. And most importantly, when we scroll down here, we start to see how many times this Bible passage is used. And what Blue Letter Bible does for us is it lists all of the times that it's used. It gives us every verse, every verse, and it lists the verse right here. And it actually shows us where that one Greek word is used. So it makes it very easy for us to see exactly what's going on. And this website gets even better, because when we come back here, we don't actually always have to click the Strong's Concordance to see the Greek or the Hebrew. What we can do is click this little button here called Tools. So let's go ahead and click it and watch how amazing this gets. When we click it, it brings up the verse and it puts it vertically. So now all the information that we want is right here. Here's the phrase, the beginning. Here's the phrase. Here's the Greek, the Strong's number. And here is the root word, the Greek word. And if we want to know how it's pronounced, we can do that. So it gives us every word in the verse and we're able to see it. And it actually does this for every single verse in the Bible. Not only that, we also have these tabs up here. So we have the other Bibles that we can pick from where it tells us how it's said, so we can clearly and easily compare how these different translations read this. very, very quickly just by a click of a button. We have cross-references, which is very important. We have commentaries. So if we want to look at different commentaries, we have audio commentaries. We have text commentaries from all different kinds of people. And most importantly, we have dictionaries, so we can just pick whatever it is that we want. So these two tools, the Bible Gateway and BibleHub, Blue Letter Bible. And if you'd like to use BibleHub, you can. I mean, this is an okay website. It's not for everybody. I personally don't like it. I think it's a bit outdated. But if you personally would like to use it, you can use it, and you can almost get the same amount of tools. And so when you look here at the BibleHub, you do have different translations that you can click into, and it gives you a little bit of cross-references. It gives you a little bit of Bible study information. And also you have different buttons up here that you can click. You can look at lexicons and so on and so on. So this is a useful resource. It's just I don't prefer this website because it is a little bit outdated. So these are tools that you can use, and they will greatly help you in your Bible study. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to tell you, when it comes to translations of the Bible, the best ones are the New American Standard, the ESV, the New King James, the NIV, the New the New Living Translation, and there might be another one. The Amplified Bible is pretty good. The Contemporary English version is actually pretty good. And there's a couple of others, but if you really want to stick to some good ones, stick to the New American Standard, the NIV, and the King James, and the New King James, and the ESV, and the New Living Translation, and you will be perfectly fine. My name's Adam Jordan Clark. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment below and tell me something interesting or maybe a cool story. And don't forget to subscribe because I publish a brand new video every single day. My name's Adam Jordan Clark, and as always, I will see you in the next video.